peace, good day, everybody. So I want to do a quick video. I want to pull some cards for you guys. So usually what I do is on my free time, I like to do general readings. And it's just a quick message from the universe. The universe will talk through cards. It will talk through energy, intuition. So what I do is I'll pull some cards, and whoever needs this message, it will go to you. And you'll know if it's for you because you'll resonate with it. If not, it's okay, because you can watch other videos that I have done in the past or the future, and maybe you'll get a message that way if you're not connected with the cards that I'm going to pull today. So I'm just going to give it a little bit of shuffle. I hope everyone is having a great day. I hope everyone is trying to stay as positive as you can. My vibration have been a bit higher than usual, so I've been trying to give out as much as I can, but at the same time still saving a little bit for yourself. All right, so our first card is release. Okay, now this is something I can relate to, but there comes a place in our life where we need to release baggage. We need to release pain. And the reason why I said it comes a time, because if it's not the right time and setting and situation, you won't release it. You'll kind of deal with it, you'll push it under the rug, and you'll keep going forward, but you're bringing the baggage with you. Okay, so this is just a time for you to release. You need to let go of the trauma, you need to let go of the pain, and definitely let go of, you know, sometimes we have grudges towards people because of what they've done to us in the past, future, whatever. And this is the type of energy that you don't want to hold inside. I mean, it's better to forgive than to hold in things. You know, I didn't have the best childhood growing up. And I actually, I've always had strong intuition, but when I was 16 years old, I actually wrote a letter to my father, and I was basically telling him that I forgive him for how he was as a dad. I know he got the letter, he never responded, but that was just my way of releasing a lot of the pain and just hard feelings I had towards him. So at 16, I wrote him the letter, I mailed it to him, and he didn't live that far from me, but I mailed it to him. And a few years later, he actually passed away. Okay. But it was just a release that had to come naturally. No one told me to write that letter, and it was just me listening to my intuition. And I remember I went and got a card at the dollar store, and I wrote like on the side, and just forgiving him for not being a good dad, really, you know what I mean? And I never really talked to him after that, but like I said, a few years later he passed. Rest in peace to my father. But it's time to let go. It's not trying to do everything at once, but you know what it is that you need to do. You know that there's something that's in you that needs to be released now, because it's going to make you sick mentally and physically. And I think the mental sickness is worse than the physical sickness. Okay. And our second card is taking risk. All right. Now, this is something that I relate to also with moving here to Merida, Mexico. But there's a time in your life where you have to get out of the brainwashing. You need to get out of the trance. All right. My website is called www.unlearntoheal. So this is true. You need to unlearn the BS in order to heal. You need to unlearn a lot of the traits and generational curses that have been passed on to you. We need to unlearn in order to heal. We need to unlearn in order to relearn. All right. So this is a great time for us to do that, to take risk, because this is the thing. Just because you're comfortable in your routine does not make you complete. Just because you're comfortable in your 9-to-5 routine, I don't mean 9-to-5 job, it's just your basics. Just because you're comfortable doesn't mean that you're truly happy. So you need to really G-check yourself. You need to analyze yourself and say, what am I doing to bring acknowledgement? What am I doing to bring growth to my life? Or am I just doing the same routine every day? That's not healthy. So take a risk. Do something different. You don't have to move out the country. Anything. Take a class, learn something. But you know what I like to tell people? If you go back to your childhood and ask yourself, what was my passion when I was a kid? What is it that I wanted to do when I got older? And I guarantee that's still in you. I guarantee that same passion is still in you. Just because you are an adult and you pay bills and you're this person that, you know, can do things now, it doesn't mean that you had to lose the passion you had when you was a child. Just saying. Just saying. I always wanted to travel when I was a little girl. I always wanted to learn other cultures. I always wanted to do what I'm doing. And it's just a blessing to be doing it. All right. Our last card is flexibility. This is something I feel like sometimes we get stuck in our ways. You know, they say older people get stuck in their ways. Sometimes you get stuck in your ways. Doesn't matter your age, what you look like, whatever. All right. Being more flexible with life is going to bring more peace to you. When we came down to Merida, you know, we had certain things planned the way we wanted them to go, and things didn't go that way. They went even better. Some things went, I won't say worse, but some things went left. It was like, where did that come from? You have to be flexible with life. I think life is flexible with you. So sometimes we have to stop being so hard on ourselves. We have to stop being so hard on the universe. Stop being so hard on God. Just because you're going through something, it might not be what you like, but there's a lesson in it. It's not a loss if you learn something from it. So if you lose a person, if you lose money, if you lost something, it doesn't mean that you really lost it. It's the universe is like, well, where's the lesson? What did you learn? So you're not taking an L, you're actually gaining a lesson. All right. So I myself, when I speak like this, these are things that I'm still learning. These are things that I'm still doing. I never try to come up here and say, hey, I've conquered life and I'm an empath and I know everything, because I'm just as lost as everyone else. But I'm taking the steps to heal myself. And that's why I just posted a video where I showed you guys, I talked about my healing ceremony and posted Yaya's website, because sometimes you need that help and strength from someone that their frequency is a little bit higher, their knowledge is a little bit higher. Okay, when it comes to healing yourself, don't get caught up in your ego. Do not do that, because you won't take what someone's trying to give you. All right, so I hope that mini reading resonated with some of you guys. If you're ever interested in a more in-depth and detailed reading, you can always contact me. You can comment below, or you can check out my website, which I'm going to leave in the description. All right. I'm still learning how to do the YouTube stuff. But if you go to my website, www.unlearntoheal, the number 2, unlearntoheal.com, you'll see my prices. You'll see my services, and everything is very reasonable. I do make jewelry, you guys. I use crystals and I wrap them with wire and I make them nice and pretty. The only thing is I'm here in Mexico. So for my clients back home in the States, unfortunately, I won't be able to send these items to you. But for people that are close, that are living in Mexico, if you're interested in my jewelry, I can provide that as well. I do make jewelry upon request. All right. And on my website, you'll see some pictures of my jewelry. That's something that I love to do. Unfortunately, I can't, like I said, send things back home because it's just the process and what it costs. Whatever. But listen, it's free to show support. Like, share, subscribe, meditate, hydrate, and most importantly, regardless what you're going through, regardless what part of the world you're in, please make sure you are loving yourself. If you don't love yourself, you're going to always have a hole within you. No one can fill that. I don't care if you have daddy issues, mommy issues, men, women, it doesn't matter. You have to love yourself. And I feel like that's the hardest thing to do, but it can be the easiest thing to do if you just unlearn the BS we've been taught and relearn how to love you, regardless who you are.